Thunderstorms about to head into areas right by I-90 within the next hour or so. More about that coming in just a moment.
The national average price of gas is now $4.02 as prices continue to climb with no end in sight. Up next, I'll also have how it impacts farmers.
Right now, this morning, TSA lines are starting to go back to normal. What your next flight could look like. And a bin store in Valley View Mall is closing today. How this impacts our community. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter. It is Tuesday, March 31st, 6 a.m. Good morning. Thanks for waking up with us. We will start by getting a check on our forecast with meteorologist Art Jarrett. If you're expecting another spring day, you're not so lucky.
Not really going to get it. You're going to feel it maybe, but you won't get it as far as any type of rainfall on the way. It's coming on our way. You can see it right there. Thunderstorm activity tracking across just south of Rochester and Winona, going towards the river and headed for La Crosse on the way. We're going to be seeing that kick in just after or before the 7 o'clock hour, possibly to finish out with thunderstorms continuing on for this morning. Now, the severe weather threat that we had earlier is now gone. I dropped the alert day because most of that is now by Chicago, and that continues on out to Ohio as well. We have that dropping to the south, but we still have a risk of some thunderstorm activity that are pretty much non-severe, but they do have some heavy hail associated with that as well, though. So please be careful. Right now, we're quiet, we're dry, we're holding on to some breezy winds. The winds will stir up as we go through the morning hours as well into the afternoon, where we see winds up to 30 miles per hour, and then they'll start to quell as we go into the evening commute. Temperatures right now holding on to the 30s, 40s, and 50s to the middle 60s in the forecast, believe it right now. But there are the thunderstorms coming in as we finish out between the 6 and 7 o'clock hour. Then they go all the way into about 8 o'clock, possibly 9 o'clock this morning, so they're a little behind schedule. We'll also see up by Eau Claire. You've got a few showers coming in by the mid-morning hours to finish out, possibly by the late morning. We should be done. Temperatures will be in the 40s and the 30s for you as well. We'll be picking up at least some 50s, some 60s in the forecast today as well, and of course 59 for La Crosse today with some breezy and gusty winds in the forecast, as you can see, as we go to the 2 o'clock hour. So kiddos that are going out and about or having lunchtime later on or going to school or after school, they'll be in some thunderstorm activity, so please be careful and have them protected. Back to you.
Breaking overnight, gas prices are above $4 a gallon this morning, and with spring planting season almost here, it could start to impact farmers in a big way. News 8 Now Seth Padilla is live with those details. Good morning, Seth.
Good morning, Alexandra. The national gas price is at $4.02. That's over $1 more than what it was before the start of the war. Now, right now, I'm in La Crosse. Take a look at this gas station behind me in La Crosse. We're at a Quick Trip on Rose Street, and as you can see, that's $3.54. Now, locally in La Crosse, the average is $3.39. Eau Claire at $3.35, and Madison at $3.66. All of those numbers up significantly than from just a month ago. And with spring planting season coming up, farmers say higher fuel and fertilizer costs are hitting hard right now when they need their equipment the most.
When those fuel prices go up, that doesn't mean we get to pass that on to who we're selling to, because those prices are set by the markets, not by us.
The last time prices were this high nationally was when Russia invaded Ukraine back in 2022. And with no deal yet to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, relief may not come soon enough. And economists say the trouble with higher prices is that it can lead to inflation. Reporting live in La Crosse, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now this morning.
Thank you for that update, Seth. And it's not just gas prices, like Seth said, that is feeling the squeeze. Jet fuel doubling since the war started. The International Air Transport Association reporting a 104% jump to $4.65 a gallon worldwide. Airlines are already responding with higher ticket prices. The White House says diplomacy is still a possibility in Iran as hundreds of U.S. Special Operations forces arrive in the region. Bradley Blackburn reports.
Flames and thick smoke poured from an oil refinery in northern Israel after debris from an intercepted missile hit the facility. Iranian missiles also roared over Tel Aviv as sirens wailed. Iran is showing it still has firepower in the fifth week of the U.S.-Israeli war. The White House maintains U.S. strikes are crippling Iran's capabilities and that talks are progressing.
It's no surprise that we are seeing the remaining elements of the regime become increasingly eager to end the destruction and come to the negotiating table while they still can.
But an intelligence expert paints a different picture of the war.
I think the Trump administration had underestimated what is happening.
As President Trump considers sending in ground troops, possibly to open up the Strait of Hormuz to oil shipping or to seize Iran's uranium, some congressional Republicans are voicing their opposition.
The last thing we want to do is put troops on the ground. It's something I do not support.
Israeli troops were spotted near the Lebanese border as those caught in the middle of the conflict in southern Lebanon move into shelters far from home. This Lebanese man says the situation is very bad. His family is among more than 1 million residents displaced this month. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Iranian officials are warning U.S. troops will be, quote, set on fire if a ground offensive is launched. And TSA lines finally starting to move a little quicker. TSA workers around the country are starting to receive back pay for the month they've gone without a paycheck. DOT officials say they're optimistic airport wait times will start to go back to normal despite the ongoing DHS funding battle. And NASA is ready for its next trip to the moon. A live look at the Artemis 2, which could launch as early as tomorrow morning. The crew will take a 2-day trip around the Earth, then head off for the moon. A Wisconsin Supreme Court candidate is making her case in La Crosse. Judge Chris Taylor stopping in the city as part of her statewide tour ahead of the April 7th election. Taylor faces Judge Maria Lazar for the seat being vacated by Justice Rebecca Bradley.
I have had a 30-year legal career committed to protecting people's rights and freedoms, and as a judge, making sure that all Wisconsinites have equal justice under the law.
The Supreme Court candidate also made a stop in Eau Claire. Wisconsin's emissions testing program could be on its way out. State Representative Bob Donovan and Congressman Tom Tiffany, who's also running for governor, pushing to end the 40-year-old program. Backers say it's outdated with little evidence it's working. They want to work with Illinois and Indiana on a regional approach to emissions instead. And some mixed news for maple farmers in Wisconsin. News 8 Now's Grace Monk reports.
Maple tapping season in Wisconsin is coming to an end, and local maple farmers in Vernon County say the season was successful. Maple trees require moisture from snowfall and freezing temps at night in order to produce sap.
The sap flows when we have nights below freezing and days above freezing. For the sap, you need to have water. And so as the snow is melting, it's providing moisture for the tree roots to absorb.
In recent years, Wisconsin has seen warmer weather and little snow, but farmers say that wasn't the case this year.
We had more rain coming into the season, and we had a couple sizable snow events. And so we started tapping in early February, and throughout the whole month of March, we collected sap and boiled down a little over 800 gallons of organic maple syrup.
But despite the boost in production, there's still concerns about the longevity of maple tapping in southwestern Wisconsin.
We've been noticing is the maple season is beginning earlier, and it's also a little bit shorter. And that affects how fast the maple trees progress and how quickly the season goes.
Warmer winters could decrease the amount of sugar in maple trees, cutting the region out of Wisconsin's sugar maple range altogether. Grace Monk, News 8 Now this morning.
If you live or own property near Pearl Street, there's a meeting for you tonight. The city holding a public session at the La Crosse Center at 5:30, covering upcoming utility work and plans to transform Pearl Street into a festival street. DeBin store closing its doors today. That store is at the Valley View Mall. It gives second chances to formerly incarcerated people. At its peak, 90% of its staff had criminal backgrounds.
We've gone through about 65, 70 employees too. So my mission to have employment for people with disadvantaged backgrounds has truly been a goal of mine, and it was accomplished. So I feel good about that.
The store has been operating in the mall for nearly 2 years. The time now is 6:09. Still ahead, a proposed rule could change how your 401k is invested, what that means for your retirement. And recent college grads are struggling to find work, why their unemployment rate is beating the national average. Plus, flying cars may be closer to becoming a reality than you think. That and more just ahead.
Learn, grow, and thrive at the Y. Registration for summer is now open. Sign up for youth soccer, gymnastics, preschool classes, or swim lessons. For class times and more information, go to laxymca.org.
Dental implants are often the best solution to severe dental issues. If you have infection in your mouth, it does cause trouble other places. A lot of people ignore infection for way too long. And when they finally do something about it, they say not only do they like what they did here, but they feel better overall. In the end, you can have a smile you're proud of and a very healthy mouth.
We're an implant-focused practice. If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
Think spring and save big at Menards. All prices are value after rebate. Celebrate the season with Easter lilies, just $5.99. A 17-pound bag of crabgrass preventer with lawn food is only $8.89. Tackle spring cleanup with glass cleaner, just $1.99. Plus, Hormel thick cut bacon is only $6.99. Hurry, these great deals won't last long. Sign up for Menards emails to get the weekly flyer plus exclusive daily flash sales right to your inbox.
Save big money at Menards.
Ready to find your college fit? CVTC's Spring Open House is your chance to explore careers, discover programs, and see what's possible for your future. Join us Thursday, April 16th in Eau Claire and River Falls. Try hands-on activities, meet instructors, and experience the programs that lead to in-demand careers. Whether you're graduating soon, took a break from school, or are ready for a career change, there's a path for you at CVTC. Register at cvtc.edu/spring.
Your Touchstone Energy Cooperative belongs to you. We're owned by the members we serve. Together, we're part of something greater. A dedication to empowering our community and the people who call this place home. Because this power belongs to you. That's the cooperative advantage. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
Chevy trucks are as capable and dependable as the Chevy people who drive them. You probably know one. Your sister. Your buddy. The ones who always show up. They all have that little extra something. And maybe you got it too.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Just announced. Get $8,360 total value on this 2026 Chevy Silverado. Plus, Costco executive members can get a $12.50 members-only incentive.
Learn, grow, and thrive at the Y. Registration for summer is now open. Sign up for youth soccer, gymnastics, preschool classes, or swim lessons. For class times and more information, go to laxymca.org.
In your morning consumer news, your 401k could soon look a little different. The Labor Department proposing a rule that would let retirement fund holders invest in private equity, crypto, and other alternatives. But don't expect changes overnight. Employers aren't required to add the new options. A college degree isn't the guarantee it used to be. New data from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York showing unemployment for recent college grads at 5.6%, higher than the national average. Experts say networking remains one of the best ways to break through.
People want to know that you can collaborate, you can communicate. It's really important for individuals that are in school to be really focused on their network.
Reach out to alumni in your field, connect with your school's career center, and look into summer contracts or temp work as a way in. AI is now getting into the drug discovery business. Eli Lilly, maker of popular GLP-1 drugs, partnering with Insilico to develop oral medications discovered by AI. The two companies will also collaborate on research and development. Air Canada's CEO is stepping down days after a deadly crash at LaGuardia. Michael Rousseau announcing his retirement as the airline faces scrutiny following the runway collision that killed 2 pilots and injured dozens. Air Canada says the succession plan has been in the works for more than 2 months, with an external search for candidates already underway since January. The race to build the flying car is crowded, competitive, and moving fast, but as CBS's Itay Hod reports, one Bay Area company says it may already be off the ground.
Most mornings, the hardest part of the commute is just getting up and going. But Michelle Villanueva has a different approach. She goes up, and away.
It does feel a little bit like the Jetsons.
Michelle is one of a handful of pioneers flying what's been dubbed the car of the future, a a one-seat electric aircraft built by Palo Alto company Pivotal, designed to take off straight into the air and land in a space the size of a backyard. The price tag, a cool $200,000.
What you're looking at is the world's only sold and delivered electric vertical takeoff and landing personal aircraft.
Ken Carklin, Pivotal's CEO, showed us their latest model, the Helix, part of a new generation of what are known as eVTOLs, electric aircraft that can take off and land vertically.
If it were any simpler, it would fly itself.
Getting your license only takes 5 days. The Helix typically flies below 200 feet. The battery lasts about 15 to 20 minutes, so for now it's mostly recreational. But multi-passenger eVTOLs are already getting ready for rush hour. Silicon Valley startup Archer Aviation has landed a deal with the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles to shuttle athletes between venues. Michael McCormick, an associate professor at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, says the technology looks promising, but it's not without challenges.
Whenever you interject something new in an established system, such as in the United States National Airspace System, it's going to disrupt things.
For Michelle, the future isn't somewhere down the road.
It's amazing up here.
It's hovering right above it. Itai Had, CBS News, Point Reyes, California.
That's a look at your consumer news. We'll send it over to Art now. He's got an update on our forecast.
And away we go, holding on to how this all shapes up for your day. Some showers on the way. It's maybe a thunderstorm or two, as you can see. Right now, you can see that getting closer to Rochester as well as Winona, getting closer to the river, and then La Crosse will be in that as well. Up to the north, though, you've got Eau Claire getting into Rusk County as well, picking up some light shower activity. They picked up some of that earlier this morning around the 4 o'clock hour, but now they're seeing that headed their way. We'll also be picking up more of that working into the forecast all the way down I-90, and then continuing on once again through the afternoon hours as the kids are probably heading home for school around the 3 o'clock hour. So between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock, possibly to 4 o'clock, you may see some thunderstorm activity working down to the south from Neillsville all the way down towards La Crosse and then southward out of the region. And in fact, right now we're looking at the alert day has expired or at least ended because we've seen the severe weather threat drop farther south. It's now moved over to Chicago, and with that, it's all the way over into Indiana as well, going towards areas right by Ohio. If you're going to get into how this all shapes up, we're holding on to La Crosse. You're seeing quiet conditions right now. The winds are out there kind of lightly breezy, but they will pick up later on. The winds are below 20-mile-per-hour winds, but they'll eventually get up to 30-mile-per-hour winds later on today and go into your evening commute. We'll also find ourselves this way here as well. 30s, 40s, and the 50s, and some 60s in the forecast, believe it or not. We're holding on to some thunderstorm activity on the way, mostly getting in between 6 and 7 a.m., and then we'll see that continue on all the way into the 9 o'clock hour as well, possibly because it's a little behind schedule. We'll also see ourselves getting into this, though, in Eau Claire, where you have some shower activity coming in for the late morning hours as well. That continues on with temperatures in the 30s and the 40s for you, too. So we get into this. We'll look at that today. Today's forecast highs, 49 to at least 67 degrees, 59 for La Crosse, getting right back into Eau Claire, about 53 degrees for you. We're not breaking any records, but we'll see some breezy and gusty winds kicking out as well, so some uncomfortable moments as we go through the morning hours with a little bit of light wind chill, just a few degrees below temperatures right now. We'll also find ourselves to be below seasonal average gradually as we go into the next few days to follow. So we get into how this all shapes up. You're going to see this continue on as we roll right into the next few days. I don't know why this is kind of stopped here right now, but it's kind of stopped all the way through. So let's see how this all continues. I'm going to walk back over to my graphics here to find out what's happening, and as we get into how this all shapes up, we'll look at see how this all plays out for the day. We're going to get into how this goes, where you're looking at the possibility of this, holding on to how we get into it. We'll go right into this. We'll see how it goes with the futurecast kicking into your forecast here. As that continues on, you'll see the thunderstorm activity kind of move through the region gradually. As we go through the showers, you can see them pop through. Then we'll see more thunderstorms coming back again by the 12 o'clock hour. That drops all the way down by the time we get in the 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock hour. Those have moved away from La Crosse, gone towards Prairie du Chien, and continue on down to the south, and then we're done. We'll also find ourselves getting into this, though, as we get into overnight with increasing clouds. You'll see these clouds come back in, showing us a little bit of snowfall kicking in as we go through the morning hours through sunrise tomorrow. But this is the model that's saying not so much. This may come back later on as we go into the afternoon, into the evening hours. You're seeing that with more rainfall, snowfall associated as well, and ice kicking in as well. A little glaze also associated with that too. That continues on. It moves through with the bulk of it, and it continues to build up from the west, continues to move through the region, crosses the river, and man, it looks like a giant-sized Neapolitan ice cream. We're holding on to snowfall to the north. You've got ice in the center. You get some rainfall, thunderstorm activity may be associated with that as well, too. As you take a look, we may see that continue on with rain, snow, and ice continuing right through the 5 o'clock hour in the morning, all the way through again through the afternoon until you see more of that rainfall continuing on, pushing the snow and ice farther to the north. Even though the ice continues to build by the noon hour, rain and snow with a possible thunderstorm activity not out of the question. You can see that right there with that red blipping in there by Dubuque, and that continues on and goes towards Madison with another one going right over areas right by Eau Claire, I should say right by into areas by Prairie du Chien, and then continues on all the way across, all the way into areas by Viroqua, and up and out it goes as it goes through Adams and Juneau County. So that's what happened with more snow and rainfall up to the north again. That continues to kick out. We'll also see as we go right into it, you see into Friday, more showers and storm activity on the way. So a possible alert day is on the way as we go through tomorrow, giving way to this, looking at conditions to be like this, 50s with cooler conditions on the way.
Thank you, Art. As you start to wake up this morning, leaving you with a quick wake-up call with Salina, Ohio. Stay with us. Your morning sports blitz is after the break.
The top two teams in the Cooley Conference dueling last night on the softball diamond in a key early season contest, plus highlights from game number 4 for the Brewers and Twins. The Blitz is up next.
The national average price of gas is now $4.02 with no end in sight. Coming up, I'll have how it also impacts farmers.
At Ashley Spring Savings Event 72-hour sale, score huge deals throughout the store and save up to 25% on your entire purchase. And no interest for 5 years when you shop in store. But hurry, these deals are only here April 2nd through the 4th, only at Ashley.
At Toma Health, we're committed to providing comprehensive orthopedic surgery from expert providers.
My name is Lawrence Yenny. I'm an orthopedic surgeon. We have a full complement of orthopedic surgeons here. We all do a lot of general orthopedic practice, but also specialized practices. When I first got here, I was blown away with the size of the physical therapy department, and the breadth of knowledge that they have in that department is second to none.
Learn more about orthopedic surgery and rehab at tomahealth.org.
When you turn 65, you're bombarded with all kinds of ads because all of a sudden you enter the world of Medicare. It can be really confusing, and you're wondering, are people trying to sell me stuff? I made a call to Strive Medicare, and they were so great because they were really advocates. They were people that I trusted that could say, here's what you need to do, and they made it simple. Find a friend that becomes an advocate that really understands what Medicare is all about and gets you in the right plan.
Call Strive Medicare today. We see you out there coming up with original ideas, which is why you shop at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, because you know when inspiration rises, we'll have what you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Get a head start on spring savings with select Valspar interior paint and primer, $49.99. Plus, new at Blaine's, shop Purina Livestock Feed, science-backed nutrition to help animals stay healthy and productive. Find the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
Wow. Yeah, can you believe what's happening at VisionWorks? It's buy one, get one free.
Even more wow.
Wow is right. Make your tax refund go further. VisionWorks. See the difference.
At Ashley Spring Savings Event 72-hour sale, score huge deals throughout the store with select spring styles starting at just $4.99 and no interest for 5 years when you shop in store. But hurry, these deals are only here April 2nd through the 4th, only at Ashley.
Keeping you safe and ahead of the storm with current conditions and updated video forecasts from the local team that warns you first. The News 8 Now First Warn Weather app, giving you more than what you'd expect. Get it now. No, seriously, like, right now. News 8 Now Sports.
Welcome into the Blitz. The high school softball season is starting up and teams already diving into league play, as last night we had a Cooley clash between Arcadia and West Salem. They were the top two teams in the conference a season ago, and both teams entering the year with high expectations. We're scoreless in the second, but in steps Madison Elson, and she gets all this pitch deep to center and almost takes out our own Kate Overton. The solo shot puts West Salem out in front. Josie Brudos in the circle for the Panthers, and the Winona State commit was dealing. Just 2 hits against her, and she struck out 10. But the Raiders would not shy away. One on for Tatum Drazkowski. She's going to single into right field. That will score a run and tie things up. Panthers respond. Bottom of the third, Riley Vick finding the gap in right field. That will score 1. West Salem takes the lead, but Arcadia would tie things up. Then in the 6th, Lena Wozni hits a sac fly that's going to give Arcadia a 3-2 lead. And Wozni would close things out, finishing with 8 strikeouts as the Raiders notch a key win, 3-2 the final. Brewers looking to improve to 4-0. Another rough start for a Milwaukee newcomer on the mound as Yandy Diaz taking Kyle Harrison for a ride to put Tampa Bay out in front. In the 6th, though, the Crew get on the board thanks to one swing at the bat by William Contreras as it clears the wall out in dead center. Rays would tie things up with a solo shot, then top 9 with a man on first. Nick Fortes climbs the ladder on a pitch out of the zone, sprays it into the gap in right center, and Johnny DeLuca is going to score all the way from first base as Milwaukee drops their first game of the season, 3-2. Twins looking to get back to 500, and they strike first in this one. Matt Wallner gets a hold of that pitch, and he's going to park it out in the fountains in right field, but Kyle Isbell would not let Minnesota have the lead for long as he goes down and gets the slider, and he sends one out of the yard to put the Royals in front. Then a familiar face, Isaac Collins, pulls in the hands and he launches a solo blast to give KC some insurance, and that's the scoreline this one would finish with as the Royals take it by 2. That's all for your Morning Blitz. We'll see you right back here later tonight.
Is your band ready to take off? It's time to Rock Onsen, a first-of-its-kind garage band competition for 7th to 12th grade Wisconsin students. Youth garage bands rock in Wisconsin. Put your licks and lyrics to the test and record a video of your best song. Then submit it at rockonsen.org along with your application. Registration is free. The top 10 garage bands statewide will compete at the state finals on a Summerfest stage. Apply now at rockonsen.org. Rock Onsen, Wisconsin.
To top the bargain shop.
In all home furniture stores.
When is Westby Creamery cottage cheese more than cottage cheese? When you turn it into a rich, creamy, high-protein frozen treat or irresistible high-protein donut hole bites. When is Westby Creamery French onion dip for more than potato chips? When it becomes not grandma's potato salad or flaky, savory French onion puff pastry rolls. There are so many fresh ideas waiting for your next get-together or those days you just need something quick and easy. For more recipes and inspiration, visit westbycreamery.com and click on the Recipes tab.
Get an 11% rebate on everything when you shop at Menards. Rust-Oleum Stops Rust Custom Spray 5-in-1 spray paint lets you choose from 5 spray patterns to give every project a professional rust and corrosion-resistant finish. These bonus size cans are a value of $5.78 after rebate. Rust-Oleum's low-odor spray paint eliminates harsh spray fumes without compromising color or durability. It's ideal for both interior and exterior projects. Right now at a value of $6.49 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
When a migraine strikes and I've taken a triptan, side effects like dizziness can throw me off. Ugh, migraine again. Ubrelvy works differently. It keeps me in rhythm, quickly stopping migraine pain within 2 hours. And some have pain relief that lasts all day, so I can handle whatever the day may throw at me. Don't take if allergic or with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Tell your doctor all medicines you take. Report increased blood pressure or color changes, pain, or numbness in fingers or toes. Get help right away for allergic reactions like trouble breathing, face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, which may occur days after use. Ask your doctor how you can stop migraine attacks and stay in rhythm with Ubrelvy.
Everybody's friendly, and if you've got problems or need some help, they'll pitch in.
All the things I used to do before I came here, I still do. It gives you freedom and a little happiness.
You don't have to shovel, you don't have to mow.
I would recommend this place highly. We looked at several, and this was the top of my line. The meals, everything is just, it's great.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Miss a story or need to watch it again? Find them all on the News 8 Now app. The First Warn Weather app. Download it today.
Thunderstorms on the way for La Crosse as we get into the next hour or so. More about that coming in just a moment.
The national average price of gas is now $4.02 as prices continue to climb with no end in sight. Up next, I'll also have how it impacts farmers.
TSA lines are starting to go back to normal. What your next flight will look like. The bin store at the mall will close today. How that'll impact the community. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter. It is Tuesday, March 31st, 6:30 a.m. Good morning to you all. Thanks for joining us. We'll start by getting a check on our weather for the day with meteorologist Art Jarrett. Art, what are you tracking out there this morning?
All right, thunderstorm activity heading towards La Crosse within the next hour, so you can see it kind of just about to cross the river. You can see it now. It's between Rochester and Winona heading our way. We'll also see up to the north there. Eau Claire has a little light moisture kind of moving through there as well, a few light showers. We'll see that continue on all the way through the mid-morning hours. Now, we are no longer in an alert day threat, so you can see most of which tracked all the way to the east, and it's out of the region. Right now we have a low-lying threat as you get into areas right by Prairie du Chien with thunderstorm activity with the possibility of some heavy hail in the forecast. You can see Winona now just kind of getting some thunderstorm activity right now. You can see them lighten up currently right there. You're also going to see that move into La Crosse. Out in the distance, you look at La Crosse right there. It is also showing what's happening in there. So that continues on to move in. Over in Eau Claire, though, they're holding on to lighter rainfall currently, as you can see, as we'll get into it with some winds kicking up as well, up to 30 miles per hour as we finish out the day. Holding on to the temperature right now. You're looking at 30s, 40s, and the 50s currently, believe it or not. We're above average right now, holding on to thunderstorm activity for La Crosse as we finish out the mid-morning hours, then getting into showers to finish. We'll get into the areas for Eau Claire. We're looking at least some light showers continuing on all the way through the mid-morning hours as well in the late morning. You'll get back into it for the day. You're looking at 49 to 67 degrees for your local highs today, 59 for La Crosse, 53 for Eau Claire, and everybody else getting into those upper to middle 50s in the forecast to 60s down to the south.
Breaking overnight, gas prices are above $4 a gallon this morning. With spring planting season almost here, it could start impacting farmers in a big way. News 8 Now's Seth Padilla is live with those details. Seth.
Good morning, Alexandra. The national average price of gas is sitting at $4.02. That's over $1 more than what it was before the start of the war. Now take a look at these gas prices behind me at this Quick Trip. Right now we're at a Quick Trip in La Crosse on Rose Street. And as you can see, it's sitting at $3.54. Now locally though, La Crosse's average is at $3.39, Eau Claire at $3.35, and Madison at $3.66. All of those numbers up significantly from just a month ago. And with spring planting season coming up, farmers say higher fuel and fertilizer costs are hitting them hard right now at a time where they need their equipment the most.
When those fuel prices go up, that doesn't mean we get to pass that on to who we're selling to, because those prices are set by the markets, not by us.
And the last time prices were this high nationally was when Russia invaded Ukraine back in 2022. And with no deal yet to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, relief may not come soon enough. Economists say the trouble with higher prices is that it can lead to inflation. Reporting live in La Crosse, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now this morning.
All right, Seth, thank you for that update. And it's not just those gas prices that Seth is talking about. Jet fuel also doubling since the war started. The International Air Transport Association reporting a 104% jump to $4.65 a gallon worldwide. Airlines are already responding with higher ticket prices. The White House says diplomacy is still a possibility in Iran as hundreds of special operation forces arrive in the region. Bradley Blackburn reports.
Flames and thick smoke poured from an oil refinery in northern Israel after debris from an intercepted missile hit the facility. Iranian missiles also roared over Tel Aviv as sirens wailed. Iran is showing it still has firepower in the fifth week of the U.S.-Israeli war. The White House maintains U.S. strikes are crippling Iran's capabilities and that talks are progressing.
It's no surprise that we are seeing the remaining elements of the regime become increasingly eager to end the destruction and come to the negotiating table while they still can.
But an intelligence expert paints a different picture of the war.
I think the Trump administration
had underestimated what is happening.
As President Trump considers sending in ground troops, possibly to open up the Strait of Hormuz to oil shipping or to seize Iran's uranium, some congressional Republicans are voicing their opposition.
The last thing we want to do is put troops on the ground. It's something I do not support.
Israeli troops were spotted near the Lebanese border as those caught in the middle of the conflict in southern Lebanon move into shelters far from home. This Lebanese man says the situation is very bad. His family is among more than 1 million residents displaced this month. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Iranian officials warning U.S. troops will, quote, be set on fire if a ground offensive is launched. And TSA lines finally starting to move a little faster. TSA workers are getting paid, getting that back pay that they've been owed. DOT officials are optimistic that airport wait times will start to go back to normal despite the ongoing DHS funding battle. And NASA says it's ready for its next trip to the moon as we take a live look at the Artemis 2 rocket that'll take them. That could launch as early as tomorrow morning. The crew will take a 2-day trip around the Earth and then head for the moon. A Wisconsin Supreme Court candidate making her case in La Crosse, Judge Chris Taylor, stopping in the city as part of her statewide tour ahead of the April 7th election. Taylor faces Judge Maria Lazar for the seat being vacated by Justice Rebecca Bradley.
I have had a 30-year legal career committed to protecting people's rights and freedoms, and as a judge, making sure that all Wisconsinites have equal justice under the law.
The Supreme Court candidate also made a stop in Eau Claire. Wisconsin's emissions testing program could be on its way out. State Representatives Bob Donovan and Tom Tiffany are pushing to end the 40-year-old program. Backers say it's outdated with little evidence it's working. Instead, they want to work with Illinois and Indiana on a regional approach to emissions. And some mixed news for maple farmers in Wisconsin this year. News 8 Now's Grace Monk explains.
Maple tapping season in Wisconsin is coming to an end, and local maple farmers in Vernon County say the season was successful. Maple trees require moisture from snowfall and freezing temps at night in order to produce sap.
The sap flows when we have nights below freezing and days above freezing. For the sap, you need to have water. And so as the snow is melting, it's providing moisture for the tree roots to absorb.
In recent years, Wisconsin has seen warmer weather and little snow, but farmers say that wasn't the case this year.
We had more rain coming into the season, and we had a couple sizable snow events. And so we started tapping in early February, and throughout the whole month of March, we collected sap and boiled down a little over 800 gallons of organic maple syrup.
But despite the boost in production, there's still concerns about the longevity of maple tapping in southwestern Wisconsin.
We've been noticing is the maple season is beginning earlier, and it's also a little bit shorter. And that affects how fast the maple trees progress and how quickly the season goes.
Warmer winters could decrease the amount of sugar in maple trees, cutting the region out of Wisconsin's sugar maple range altogether. Grace Monk, News 8 Now this morning.
And if you live or own property near Pearl Street, there's a meeting for you tonight. The city holding a public session at the La Crosse Center at 5:30, covering upcoming utility work and plans to transform Pearl Street into a festival street. DeBin Store closing its doors today at the Valley View Mall. It gives second chances to formerly incarcerated people. At its peak, 90% of the staff had criminal backgrounds.
We've gone through about 65, 70 employees too. So my mission to have employment for people with disadvantaged backgrounds has truly been a goal of mine, and it was accomplished. So I feel good about that.
The store has been operating in the mall for nearly 2 years. March is Blood Clot Awareness Month, and doctors stress early detection can be life-saving. It's estimated that every year blood clots kill tens of thousands of Americans. Natalie Brand shows us how early treatment can save lives.
Tommy Herbert, who works at MedStar Georgetown University Hospital in Washington, D.C., has made friends with just about everyone, including hospital president Dr. Lisa Boyle. Herbert, assigned to clean the stairs of this pavilion each morning, made it into a game.
He wanted to always make sure that he got everything clean and got to the top of the stairs and got everything clean before I got to the top of the stairs.
But one day last August, Dr. Boyle noticed Tommy was limping and had a persistent pain in his leg.
I just had the sixth sense that that whatever this was not normal. And that's when I told him he had to go to the emergency department.
I know she wasn't playing because she had that look on her face like, go get the check out right now.
Herbert went into the hospital's ER and imaging revealed it was actually a blood clot. He didn't realize how serious it was until he called his son.
He said, Dad, could have went right straight to your heart and could have killed you on your lung.
It's estimated blood clots affect 900,000 people in the U.S. each year and kill 100,000. Symptoms can include swelling, pain, or tenderness, and reddish or blue skin discoloration.
If that clot breaks off, and it can go to the lungs, and that's called a pulmonary embolus, and those can be fatal.
Doctors say early intervention is key, and most people like Herbert can be treated with blood thinners.
The doctor in there was tearing up because I was like, she just saved my life. She really saved my life.
The father of 6 credits Dr. Boyle for getting him into the ER before it was too late. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Risk factors for blood clots can include family history, long periods of sitting in a car or on a flight, surgery, or extended hospital stays or bed rest. Coming up in our Buzz Report, Taylor Swift's new album title landing her in court. What a new lawsuit claims.
When you're trying to remodel your bathroom and find that perfect look, seeing is believing. And when one of our comfort advisors visits your home to talk about bringing your vision to life, they'll come with all our products in our new showroom trailer, discovering all the possibilities from the comfort of your home.
I have a house payment, I have a car payment, I have a giant child who eats me out of house and home. So $300 for 2 cell phones in this economy? No. I didn't know Spectrum had mobile services. The cost, that's what's open. You're saving so much money. It's for the everyday person.
Real customers, real savings. Visit spectrum.com/save1000 to learn how to save $1,000 guaranteed.
Password 1234.
Incorrect password.
Technology, am I right?
We need a new tech lead.
This is the job for Sponsored Jobs.
Sponsor your job on Indeed and get matched with quality candidates when you need them most. Visit Indeed.com/hire now.
Sunken or uneven concrete only worsens with time due to changing seasons, stress on the slab, or poorly compacted soil. Your sunken concrete won't get better with time, but it will with our modern solutions. Choose American Waterworks.
Moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms can keep you out of the picture. Now, there's Skyrizi.
I've got places to go and I'm feeling free. Control of my symptoms means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
Get back in the picture. Skyrizi is proven to help deliver relief, repair, and remission. Feel significant symptom relief as early as 4 weeks. Skyrizi is proven to help visibly repair damage of the intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year, and help people achieve lasting remission.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or UC.
Ready to get back in the picture with Skyrizi?
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and UC combined.
Is your band ready to take off? It's time to Rock Onsen, a first-of-its-kind garage band competition for 7th to 12th grade Wisconsin students. Youth garage bands rock in Wisconsin. Put your licks and lyrics to the test and record a video of your best song. Then submit it at rockonsen.org along with your application. Registration is free. The top 10 garage bands statewide will compete at the state finals on a Summerfest stage. Apply now at rockonsen.org. Rock Onsen, Wisconsin.
When you have a drain backup, you need help fast. From slow drains to clogged mains, we solve it all. Maxwell White has been solving sewer, septic, and drain issues in the La Crosse Coulee region for more than 30 years. Fast, reliable, and professional. Call or book online today.
Well, good morning to you. After all that talk we had yesterday, the alert day we had this morning has expired, most of which the severe threat moved down towards Chicago and is now out towards Ohio as well as Michigan right now. But we do have some thunderstorm activity still in the area here with some light rainfall moving into areas right by the Twin Cities as well as going towards Eau Claire and Rusk County. We'll also see down to the south. We'll pick up a little bit of extra moisture. But right now, we've had some thunderstorm activity moving over Winona. Right now, currently, you're looking at Eau Claire. They're dry right now with breezy winds, 39 degrees out there. It feels like 32 degrees. We get into Winona. As fast as that thunderstorm swept in, it has moved on out. Let's take a look here as we get a little bit closer. You can see it's absolutely gorgeous now. It's clearing out for the skies folks going to work. We get into current conditions. You have the lightning up coming out of Winona going towards La Crosse right now and continuing on. You see the cloud field right there as well. Of course, coming over the bluffs there, you can still see that continue to move in. Right now, 48 degrees for La Crosse. It feels like 45 degrees out there with thunderstorm activity on the way. We'll take it right back to how this all shaped up. We got the thunderstorm activity that came in. That was around 6:30 or so, right? Then we get a little bit closer, and you can see more. Most of which was pretty much there's Winona downtown. Most of which was to the west southwest of Winona's downtown area, and then it's now kind of moved a little bit closer out to the region down to the south. You can see the bullet point right there where it is. The thunderstorm activity. That's where it's now tracked to, with the enhanced risk moving out to the east a little bit more so. We get another view back up to the north. You're looking at Rusk County. They're holding on to Ladysmith with lighter rainfall down to the south of their area and to the southwest as well, with a little bit of light that was in there before. It's now moved on, but they had a little bit of icing out there as well, and that's now gone. We'll take a look to see what happens here. Getting back to La Crosse again out in the distance, you can see the cloud field and the thunderstorm activity will still continue to light up. There it is right there. Winona has gotten drier. We're also seeing over in Eau Claire right now, they have some breezy gusty winds. Everybody's going to get some 32-mile-per-hour winds. If you go to La Crosse, you're holding on to this all the way through the morning hours, 40s, near 50s, all the way back to 40s, dropping to the middle 40s, to upper 40s to finish out by the 10 o'clock hour. We'll hold on to Eau Claire. They're holding on to some light shower activity potentially coming back again as we go into the 8 o'clock hours to the mid-morning hours, and then they should be done for a while. Then we get into the afternoon, we'll have more thunderstorm activity coming back again. But tomorrow, 40% chance of more showers coming in, turning into a mix of rain and snow going into the overnight hours and ice. We'll see that continue on with 100% of that going all through your Thursday. Then that turns into more rainfall going into your Thursday night, into your Friday, with the potential of now that wintry mix kicks out. We'll get into about an 80% chance of rainfall kicking back in for Friday night going into Saturday. Potentially maybe a little bit of snowfall may mix in there as well, and the possibility of that coming back again as we finish out going into Sunday in the morning. You're looking at right now the major threat has moved on down south to Chicago, as I told you, and eastward. This was right on top of us with the yellow mark right there by Prairie du Chien. That is now gone. We're lighter right now, thankfully. So we do have some large hail associated with that as well. So please be careful with the kids going to school today. That also comes back again later on in the afternoon. You'll see this continue on with light moisture finishing out all the way to the 10 o'clock hour. It goes a little bit more widespread from Ladysmith all the way down to Eau Claire to back to La Crosse, getting down to Viroqua as well. You see that continue on with thunderstorm activity, leaving Neillsville, working down towards Toma as well as Viroqua and La Crosse, getting into that as well. Sparta was in that too. You'll see that continue to cross the river as well, dropping down to Prairie du Chien with more thunderstorm activity in the forecast. Drier conditions up to the north along I-94. Then we start to dry it out all the way by La Crosse as well on I-90 to the north. That gets out of the way. We go dry by the 4 o'clock hour going to evening commute, but the winds are still a bit breezy. We'll see as we go into the overnight going into tomorrow. This is saying that we're going to have some snowfall in the morning, maybe a little ice associated with that as well. However, this model is saying, till we get into about the evening hours, 10 hours later. You're going to hold on to that as well. You can pick that up. You're holding on to at least more showers and thunderstorm activity with the wintry mix turning back in. Ice.
In your Morning Buzz report, Taylor Swift facing a lawsuit over her new album title. A Las Vegas showgirl claiming Swift's latest, The Life of a Showgirl, infringes on her trademarked title, Confessions of a Showgirl, which she's used since 2015. Marin Flagg filing the suit Monday in California. Swift has not commented. A TV series on Jeffrey Epstein is in the works. Laura Dern is set to play Julie K. Brown, a journalist whose years-long investigation ultimately led to Epstein's arrest. She also wrote a book that the limited series is based on.
Seeing the stars on the Walk of Fame lit something in me. I'm gonna sing my way onto one of these stars. And I did.
Brandy has a new star to add to her legacy. The Grammy-winning singer and actress receiving her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame Monday. Brandy's debut album went 4 times platinum, and her duet with Monica, The Boy Is Mine, spent 13 weeks at #1. Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Austin is 8. He likes riding his bike and fishing and being outside with all the animals on his farm.
Happy birthday to you. And Amara is also 8. She loves spending time with her grandma and playing with her friends. Happy birthday.
Right on. If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 80 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button underneath the Home tab. Stay with us. We've got everything you need to know in 5 minutes or less. Your Morning News Now is up next.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Get Grandma's home-style meatloaf with mashed potatoes, gravy, and corn for $18.99, as well as mixers for $4.50. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
What home improvement delivers the highest return on investment? A new garage door. And the perfect door is a genuine overhead door, made to last right here in the USA for over 100 years. Overhead Door has been the leader in exceptional design and quality materials installed by trained, experienced professionals. Find your perfect door. Visit our showroom or go online to choose from an endless array of styles, colors, and accents. From our family to yours. Overhead Door Company of the Seven Rivers region.
We decided to start Badger Smiles to take a new approach to doing dentistry. It's private, it's not corporate. We decide with the patient what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do it. You're not gonna be sold anything. If you've got a tooth bothering you, something's broken, or you just want a cleaning, chances are really good we can see you today, which is kind of unheard of. Give us a call at 608-707-1000 or our website, which is badgersmiles.com.
Crispy chicken sandwiches are on sale for $3.99 and 8-piece bone-in chicken only $9.99. We got you covered. Quick Trip.
Is your band ready to take off? It's time to rock onsen, a first-of-its-kind garage band competition for 7th to 12th grade Wisconsin students. Youth Garage Bands rock in Wisconsin. Put your licks and lyrics to the test and record a video of your best song. Then submit it at rockonsen.org along with your application. Registration is free. The top 10 garage bands statewide will compete at the state finals on a Summerfest stage. Apply now at rockonsen.org. Rock Onsen, Wisconsin.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Get Grandma's home-style meatloaf with mashed potatoes, gravy, and corn for $18.99, as well as mixers for $4.50. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
Yep, it's that time of year. But whether it's this or this, you can trust the First Warn Weather Team to help you plan your day right. First Warn Weather. When you expect more, turn to News 8.
First Warn Weather on News 8 Now.
The national gas price average is sitting at about $4.02. That's over $1 more than what it was before the start of the war. Now take a look at some of these gas prices behind me. Right now we're in La Crosse at the Quick Trip on Rose Street. And as you can see, the price is sitting at $3.54. Now locally, La Crosse's average is about $3.39, Eau Claire at $3.35, and Madison at $3.66. All of those numbers up significantly from just a month ago. And with spring planting season near, farmers say higher fuel and fertilizer costs are hitting hard.
When those fuel prices go up, that doesn't mean we get to pass that on to who we're selling to, because those prices are set by the markets. Not by us.
The last time prices were this high nationally was when Russia invaded Ukraine back in 2022. And with no deal yet to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, relief may not come soon enough. Economists say the trouble with higher prices is that it begins to lead to inflation. Reporting live in La Crosse, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now this morning.
And it's not just gas prices feeling the squeeze. Jet fuel has doubled since the war started, with an association reporting a 104% jump to $4.65 a gallon worldwide. Airlines are responding with higher ticket prices. A Wisconsin Supreme Court candidate making her case in La Crosse. Judge Chris Taylor stopped in the city as part of her statewide tour ahead of the April 7th election. She faces Judge Maria Lazar for the seat being vacated by Justice Rebecca Bradley.
I have had a 30-year legal career committed to protecting people's rights and freedoms, and as a judge, making sure that all Wisconsinites have equal justice under the law.
The Supreme Court candidate also made a stop in Eau Claire. The Bin store is closing its doors today. The store at the mall gives second chances to formerly incarcerated people. At its peak, 90% of its staff had criminal backgrounds.
We've gone through about 65, 70 employees too. So my mission to have employment for people with disadvantaged backgrounds has truly been a goal of mine, and it was accomplished. So I feel good about that.
The store has been operating in the mall for nearly 2 years. It is baby squirrel season, and an army of Bay Area volunteers is working around the clock to help them find their way after falling out of trees. Volunteers help hundreds survive after their first fall through fostering until they are big enough to be released. Love those pictures of them.
All right, we have some thunderstorm activity right now. In fact, Seth, if you're still out there, please get inside. And other folks that are out there right now, there's lightning moving into La Crosse. Please be careful about that. A few showers on the way for Eau Claire within the hour. Holding on to, again, Winona just had a few showers. They may have a backside of that, too, on the way. We'll get back into it as you get into the upper 50s today. Cooler as we roll right through the remainder of the week, going to the beginning of next week as well. We'll also find ourselves with more showers, thunderstorm activity, rain, snow, and ice in the forecast, with a possible alert day kicking in for Wednesday night going into Thursday. As we play out for the next few days, my friends, we're going to hold on to at least maybe a few inches of snowfall on the way. Be safe and have a wonderful day.
Thank you for waking up with us. We will see you back here at noon.